Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd here at Bish's RV with another monthly recall report for you. Overall, this wasn't, the most populated month in terms of recalls. More motorized, interestingly, than any enough. And another couple entries into the infamous, at this point, propane quick connect recall batch that continues to roll out there. And yet another thing from Ford is it feels like every month there's just another black eye coming out for Ford here. Once again, I am chapter marking these videos so you can jump around to check the information or refer back to the information that is most interesting or applicable to you. And again, I ask that you please share safety videos like this into your various social media groups. The more we can spread this message, the more we can help keep everybody safe. All right, so kicking us off first in the world of towable RVs, over at Primetime, a division of Forest River, it sounds like some of their Sanibel and Crusader fifth wheels, the actual steps that you walk on may not have been properly attached to the bracket that holds the steps onto the RV, and as a result, occasionally if you step onto those things, they may just go and fall out like a trap door, obviously breaking ankles, breaking legs, whatever the case may be, chipping teeth. Not a fun day at the campground, so they're putting out a recall on that to make sure that gets addressed for you. And in the latest couple entries to the LP Gas Quick Connect fitting continued rollout that's out there, sounds like Escape Camper and Grand Design have put their notices out there. They're probably sending out recall letters now if they haven't already sent them out to you. I think Grand Design had potentially around 34,000 units that might be affected. And I get that sounds like a big deal. But again, the thing with this, it's a safety item for sure. That's why a recall's put out there. But this is also something that typically, like, the part costs $20. I've seen some people say, man, I have to drive, and it's going to cost me $50 in fuel just to get back to the dealership. It's a $20 part that theoretically, I'm not saying you should have to do this, but I'm saying if, like, you're one of those people, like, I would have to drive too far, it just doesn't even seem to be worth it to me. Before you just go hauling the RV all the way back across whatever state or states to the dealership from which you bought it or will service it, spray the thing with soapy water, turn the gas on, see if it bubbles, see if you can smell gas. If it doesn't, for now, you're probably okay. I still recommend not using the actual fitting for your grill connection. The other thing is you could probably get a replacement part for like less than $20 off Amazon or whatever, delivered to your door. And with 2 wrenches, even somebody like me who is not skilled at tools could swap off the old one and swap the new one onto it. It is a very simple, easy item. It's an important one, but it's something that you can self-diagnose and potentially self-swap without needing to haul the RV around all over the place. And again, I don't think anyone should have to do that, but this is the reality of where we're at, and that is something that you could do. Hope you appreciate the little insight there. Now, over to the world of motorized, kind of like the LP Gas Quick Connect is a supplier-based recall that is distributed to multiple manufacturers, so multiple brands report the same recall. A similar thing is happening in some motorized units, not related to the LP Gas Quick Connect, but still related to an LP system, and that is some 2-burner stovetops that are used by various motorized manufacturers. Like in this case, the brands that I've seen putting out a recall on this so far, and I wouldn't be surprised if in the next month or two we see a couple more, would be Roadtrek and Coachmen on certain brands. The control valve on the 2-burner stovetops may become easily damaged. It sounds like maybe something wasn't quite calibrated correctly from the supplier, which could allow for, effectively gas to continue to flow when it shouldn't. It's not completely shutting off, potentially. One, that's like a breathing hazard, and 2, anytime you've got LP gas near an ignition source like that, that's an immediate fire risk. So that is something that I see Roadtrek and Coachmen both putting out notices for right now. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if over the next month or two we see a few more manufacturers do that. It seems like over this last year and a half, there's been more supplier-based recalls than I can remember seeing in a long, long time. Over at Forest River's Berkshire motorized division, it sounds like there may have been an incorrect circuit breaker installed in one of their sub-panels, which is basically preventing the breaker from properly working. It could build up heat, which, enough electricity, enough heat happens, you end up with a fire. That's a concern. They want to make sure that gets addressed. Now, over to Jayco, they have a handful of Precept motorhomes, some of which may have been manufactured with a heat shield. Like there's the exhaust, there's a heat shield, and there's a storage compartment right below that. And it sounds like some of them may have been built with a heat shield that wasn't quite long enough. So long story short, some of those use a plastic ABS storage compartment near that kind of exhaust heat, may actually be causing it to melt. The good news is this is a pretty easy fix. We just slap in a longer heat shield for you and off you go on your merry way. The bad news is some of you may need to get that checked out. And wrapping up motorhomes, over at Tiffin, a handful of their Cahaba motorhomes, which that almost sounds like when you're trying to fight off seas, like, anyway, I don't know why I felt the need to interject that. Never mind me. But the fact is, it is possible that some of those may have rolled out without some of the wiring in their 110 system being secured properly. Unsecured wiring could, rub. You could end up with the shielding around a wire getting eaten away, and then you potentially have an exposed wire, which can, cause a number of issues, potentially a fire risk in extreme cases. So they're wanting to make sure that those get out there. I think they had 200 some of those potentially affected by this. Now over to trucks and back to Ford. Their name has come up a couple times recently, and it's really easy, especially in America. Like vehicles, trucks are almost like a religion. Anytime I put information like this out, a lot of people say, well, yeah, that's Ford for you or whatever. But this is a recall that goes back to 2016. It's only affecting, it seems like, some of their 2016 trucks. And basically, dust may build up in the steering column, which may prevent the airbags from deploying properly. Now, that's a safety concern, obviously. And this potentially affects upwards of 310,000 vehicles. But they're providing safety recalls for 2016 model year vehicles. That's 6 years old. There's a lot of various companies and brands and manufacturers that I don't think would have dug that far back into Mr. Peabody's Wayback Machine to try to step up to take care of clients. I think it's cool that they're doing that. I think it sucks that there is a need for a recall out there. I think it sucks that there have probably been some people that may have been injured as a result of this before it was discovered and published. But I do appreciate the fact anytime somebody steps up to try to make something right for a client, especially when it's going that far back. That's something, like I said, again, I could see a lot of companies just going, that was from 2016, you're on your own. Didn't realize I had, I did mute my computer. Never mind those alerts, that's just my boss. So once again, guys, if you're a member of any kind of social media group or owners forum or something where, this information today might be applicable, please share that information in those groups just to help people, keep people safe. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just think I'm thankful that you continue to tolerate it from me. So I need to go get some caffeine. I got tired giggles. Okay. If you appreciate how we put this safety information out there, please hit that subscribe button. Catch us on the next one. So take care, stay safe, have fun. Don't read that sign, everyone.